And I'm here to present on behalf of my sustainable management and marketing assignment. And my topic goes like this: tourism management and article. And the article is what influences water conservation and towel reuse practices of hotel guests. These are my friends who is going to demonstrate for the presentation. This is Kisharaj Bandari and Varnika Reddy, and me myself, Neeraj Gimire. Okay, first of all, we have to get to know about what actually sustainable marketing and management is. Sustainable marketing and management. Okay, for management and marketing to be sustainable, this have to link with positive influence on social and environment well-being. This should not bring any negative impact on social life of the people and the environment around the project where it is getting launched. Moreover, we can say that it have to take the environment and social and one in hand in hand. And similarly, what we can say, like for the management and marketing to be sustainable, it must bring positive impacts on environment, personal life, society, business, and agriculture. First of all, let us count about environment. For example, if there is launch of any kind of project related to producing some goods, and then there should not be any production of waste. If there is the production of waste, then that should be managed in wisely. For example, recycling and reuse of that products should be done. And similarly, personal life. If talking about the personal life, we can say that project can give one employment to the person, so that he get satisfaction. And similarly, society. From that project, there should not be any kind of negative impact on society. There should not be any violation of the law and in violation of the norms of the societies. And similarly, business. Since marketing and management is related to the business and to gain profit, it should always bring positive impact. And the last but not the least is agriculture, because moreover, most of the lands used for the project launch is agricultural land. And moreover, using the agricultural land does not mean it should bring negative impact on agriculture. It should not pollute the land. It should not bring any deterioration to the agricultural products. Likewise, sustainability in tourism. For talking about sustainability in tourism, we must focus on water conservation. And for the water conservation, we can use some kind of method like water reduction. First of all, it is the most important thing, the water conservation. And beside it, using the towel twice or thrice is another way, or you can say reuse of towels. And beside all these 2 points, we can also use eco-friendly packaging. For example, in place of plastic materials, we can use paper bags. Since paper bags are degradable, this won't bring any negative impact on the environment. And sourcing food locally. Sourcing food locally simply means that we have to get food from the locally available. I mean, locally available resources should be utilized moreover than importing the foods from elsewhere. And helping out in local community. Helping out in local community means we have to raise awareness to the people living over there. We can help them by raising their economic condition, by providing employment facilities to them. You can offer job to them, so that local community economic condition will get boosted up. Similarly, using more efficient lighting. This is one of the most important matter to bring sustainability in tourism. For example, tourism is mostly related with hotels, and in hotel you can use electricity wisely. For example, you can use automatic lighting whenever it is needed. It should be used. Otherwise, it should be cut off. And similarly, LED lights, CFL lights are also available. This should be brought into practice. And in the other slide, we can briefly say that sustainable tourism should be should consider environment, economic, and social cultural parameters. Environment, as I've already told you, that sustainable tourism should not bring any negative impact on environment, and economic condition of the people should be furnished, should get boosted up, and there should not be any negative impact on social cultural life of the people. And if any of these parameters are affected, then we cannot say that tourism is sustainable. And from this part, I'd like to conclude my presentation, and I'll call Kishore Raj Bhandari to give a demonstration on the remaining slides, and then Bharnika Reddy will be here to give her part. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kishore Raj Bhandari, and I'll be explaining the further slides. From now on, we'll go to the article summary, and we have collected 6 key points from the article itself. The first key point is the individual threats that can be posed to the natural areas of the world, and we have collected these points, and these are pressure on area, increased pollution, loss of natural habitat, pressure on endangered species, and strain on water resources. These are all potential threats that can come up after the effects of the tourism. The second point is eco-friendly practices in hotel. According to the article, the water conservation and towel reuse, these two are the most popular eco-friendly practices, and also vital issues, because these can help to improve the environment itself. These are the holistic and eco-friendly practices, and these must be adopted in order to achieve sustainability in hotel. So it does have impact on environment, eco-social culture, and economy. In this article itself, we are explaining why do people adopt these kind of behaviors. Now we are talking about the methods that are used in the research. First of all, the method was to distribute the questionnaire, and it was distributed online through email, and the sample was the customers, the general customers of hotels based on US. The guests were they stayed in hotel within last 6 months, and after filtering there was 321 cases, and the sample was of age between 18 to 64, and the major respondents from the email questionnaire was female, and questions were asked like do you close the shower after soaping, or do you reuse your towel, and these were measured on a scale from strongly agree to strongly disagree. Now Bharnika will be taking the slides further. Thank you.
Hello, this is Bharnika Reddy, and I'm furtherly demonstrating the sustainable marketing management on tourism. So this is how it works. The measuring, the parameters that are measured in the sustainable tourism are pro-environmental intentions at a hotel. The major conservation, the sustainability in the hotels are water conservation and towel reuse. So this is based on 3 different parts, that is habitual influence, normative influence, and effective influence. Habitual influence is the influence which habitual influence is done on daily basis, the habit of an individual. And coming to the normative influence, this is further divided into moral, descriptive, and injective norm. Moral norm is a norm which is a principle of an individual. So this is an interpersonal dimension. The norm itself is an unwritten rule, and this is further divided into 3 different parts. So coming to the descriptive norm, a descriptive norm is the norm which people actually do. In simpler terms, it is a perception. For example, if you are in the music concert and the musician stops playing the music, and everyone starts clapping all of a sudden, and what do? You just start clapping, and you are likely to do such things just because it is a descriptive norm, and which you actually have to do, and you have to work with the social within social individual. So when coming to the and the other one is injunctive norm. And injunctive norm is which is out to be. Like if you're out of the concert and now you're going to the library, you automatically lower your voice and talk. Why? It is because you have to behave like that. So that is an injunctive norm. So the other part of the pre-environment basis is affective influence. Affective influence is further divided into affective pride and affective guilt. Affective pride is the pride of an individual, that is pride, accomplished, confident and worthwhile. And the other one is affective guilt, that is feeling guilty, feeling sorry or feeling bad. And so now comes to the conclusion. Conclusion is that after analyzing the whole research, the traveler's conservation intention particularly are on towel reuse and water conservation, where it is normative social processes, normative personal or modal processes, affecting processes, and habitual processes. So this is the end of the sustainability tourism. Thank you so much.